Hey fellow targeted individuals, it's VW again. I'm in my house in where I live. And I just wanted to make a video because I guess things are getting kind of serious for me. I went across state lines to bring my dad to a rehabilitation center. And, this gang stalking was going on the ground, like cars with one light, stuff like that across state lines, and they did the frequency across state lines too, like really strong ELF. I've been getting hit by it. I'm okay. I'm not that bad, but it's been hitting me pretty hard. So I probably seem kind of out of it. I'm surviving though. I'm surviving. I got shielding. I'm moving my my emitters around, but I'm not sure if they have another satellite station, somebody else in the city that's not in the area using it to help him, because it's so big. I mean, I go out, I drive out, and I see tons of cars with their lights on during the day, with one light on. So he's got a lot of people, and I guess it's from IM. They have like an IM network of gang stalkers for each city or something. They got something set up, and it goes across state lines. It was 5 to 6 hours away from where I live, and we got me and my mom got checked into a hotel. The first night was okay. Second night, burning ELF like I've never felt it in my life. Like there was no neutralizer emitting and stopping it, and that was 6 hours away. Like it wasn't there. Like the frequency that they were trying to shoot me in the car dulled. When I got there, it was nowhere. Then we checked into the hotel. One night, I had one night apiece, and then after that, it was like they were set up. They either set up in the hotel 5 to 6 hours away, or they had somebody in that city, with a remote station. They had these remote stations, which are really dangerous, and you wouldn't know where your attacker is. Like I know where most of my they're all around me, but he could be, saying, oh well, this guy's got emitters, and he's neutralizing some of it, so he could be getting help from somebody, in the city. It's very depressing. Like it kind of hit me hard. Like it hit me real hard because it wasn't as big. I didn't mention, I mentioned the car thing in one of my videos, so they started doing it more. When you don't notice it and you don't say anything about it, they won't do it to you. So these videos are kind of dangerous. I wouldn't say don't make them, but you do get, they do get the information from your videos. So maybe don't give, just give general information. Don't give detailed information about what you're using, how it's neutralizing. Just say I'm fair, some of it's getting through or something like that. I don't know, because I want to make the videos. He might get information from it, he might not. I don't care at this point. At this point, I'm documenting stuff because I don't know what's going to happen. The pain's so bad sometimes that it's like 24-hour torture to my head. And I went to a Target and they were hitting me in there, and they had people in the Target. I could tell that they had people like trying to look suspicious on their cell phones and carts. Like, I mean, I'm not paranoid about it. I don't think they're talking to anybody, but they did have people on the ground in the Target. It's gotten big to where he has convinced people, because he's looking into my house. I'm doing private things, and then people get mad about it, and they're tearing me up. I guess psychologically. I mean, I don't really care. It's like I see it, and I see so many people involved, and those are the only people I see around me. I know there's like a ton of people in the world who aren't involved in this, and I want to get to them, but he's surrounded me with like hate-filled people who will help him to psychologically harass me or shoot me or whatever. Since I mentioned the car thing, they'll probably do it more. That's good for me though, because I have some videos. I have 2 videos, part 1 and part 2, of a rainy day where people were driving with no lights on or one light on, and it was the same cars. Like the street right by my neighborhood, it's the same cars. And when I drive out, everybody had their lights on. When I drive on that street, there were tons of people with no lights or one light, with the arms hanging out their car. One guy did try and run into me. Like, he looked over and he like tried to swerve into me. So I think they get some of these people to help, and they're supposed to do a specific task, just like, put their arm out or put one light on to show that they're watching, or whatever bizarre, weird thing that they're doing. And this guy, like, he got too aggressive, so that's a real danger. And they were also changing lights when my mom was driving the car, and she wasn't prepared for it, and I didn't tell her about it because she wouldn't have believed me. But they would turn it orange, and she'd almost get into a wreck. So it was like he was, trying to kill me with this light system in my mom's car. Like, he can do all this stuff in my mom's car. He can shoot me. And I told her, I was like, man, he's hitting me with ELF, like, on the way. And she's like, well, I don't believe you, because it's my car. How could he miss me and hit you? So people don't understand how this microwave technology can target just your head and just, squash it like a grapefruit, I guess. That's what it feels like. And I know that's negative. It's negative, but I'm in a battle. Like, this guy's not in a battle. This guy who's torturing me, he's just torturing me and getting off on it. It's not a battle. It's not like a war for him. It's just, hey, let's torment this guy, and he feels good. For me, it's a war. For me, it's a battle. Like, I had to watch, like, Rocky IV just to get pumped up. Like, he's hitting my head so bad that I feel like that. I feel like it, and I know I use movie references all the time, so I'm sorry about this, but I feel like Draco, the Russian guy, is just bashing me in the head, and I can't, like, I feel like Rocky, like, I can't get inside. I can't get inside to stop it or do anything. He's just like this big, tall Russian guy just pounding me in the face and the head. And I can't, like, I can't get up. I can't get, like, on his inside because he's so big or whatever. He's so far away. He's got me at arm's length, and he's torturing me. I guess that's I watch a lot of movies, during this. Like, if I feel too tired to go out, I'm supposed to be working on grants. I'm supposed to be working on a lot of stuff. But it's like I have to figure it out. Once he starts hitting me hard, I've got to start moving stuff around. I have to figure it out. And I don't know, like, he may have something off campus away from our houses. So if he does, I'm screwed, like, big time. Because I can leave here and they'll keep hitting me. It's across state lines. Like, it's definitely across state lines. And it's like I've gone to Florida twice and proved this. He put somebody below me one time, and then another time I went down there. So 2 times he's gone across state lines. About 4 or 5 hours away. So he says he wants me out of the house. Then he follows me across state lines, like hours and hours away. He gets these networks of organized stalkers, and what I fear is that somebody in Texas helped him, and then they were like, well, we don't have anybody here, so they actually came here. They after we put my dad in the rehabilitation unit, spent like a couple of days with him, Father's Day. They were hitting me in the hotel hard, and I'd see people in the hotel, and I think they actually put people up around you. I think they're, that weird. It's that big of a deal to them, where they have to torture you 24 hours a day. It's psycho. It's like this crazy thing that they just have to do. He's I've heard him say it. We have to do it. We have to finish him off or whatever. It's crazy. It's like murder, horror movie stuff. And I'm just trying, like, I had, I guess, more peaceful. It was more peaceful before I actually got the extra emitters. Trying to figure that out. It's not because the emitters don't work. It's because, like, he probably saw that there were so many over there that he was like, well, I'm not going to try and overpower them. I'm going to do something treacherous and switch it around or give it to somebody else, or move it around in his house. I think he may have it in his garage, so I'm trying to put him over near his garage. I'm just not sure at this point. There's so much stuff that hits you. Like, and I understand those people who've been going through it for, like, 10 years or something. They're paranoid to everybody. That's what I'm starting to be paranoid to everybody. I walked in the Target, and dude, there are some people that they have that, like, try and run into you with carts or try and, like, look like they're talking to somebody on the phone. And it's like I notice it, and it's like they're not talking on the phone. Like, they just have it up to their ear. I drove up to a light once, and I saw a sheriff's guy, and he had his little speaker up to his mouth, and he wasn't saying anything in it. It was like he was just putting it up to his mouth for what? I don't know. Like, maybe it had nothing to do with me, but I hear sirens like a lot of times when I step out. So it's gotten pretty big. It's a citywide craze, and I guess I'm the only targeted individual in my area. Like, I may be the only targeted individual across about 5 states. Like, I don't know how many, and I'm sure I'm not, but I'm sure people in different networks handle different people. And it's like when I went to Texas, it may have been some guys with microwave weapons who don't have a target yet, and so they may actually come here, cross state lines. And I don't know if I should talk about this. Like, I'm working on it. I want to go just confront him and tell him to stop torturing and murdering me, but I don't. I mean, he'll just gaslight me. That'll fail. But I want to sue him. Like, I want to get enough evidence. And the thing is, the FBI knows. Like, I called the FBI, and I won't talk about this much. I think they're good guys. I think they really want to help. The day after I called the FBI, there was a helicopter flying over our houses. And the guy said, they'll do an investigation, but I won't ever know about it because it's their investigation. So it's like they don't give a shit about me, but they are doing an investigation on it, which makes me feel kind of good. At least they're monitoring the situation and they can get information out of it. And pray to God. I pray to God that they're good guys, that they're not on the other side. I just pray to God, like, and I like it's like. Because you're so paranoid because of this stuff. But I pray to God that they're good men. I know there are in the police, in the Army, FBI, CIA. They're good. The majority is good. The majority is good guys. They want to do good things. So I'm just hoping. I'm hoping he didn't route my phone or something, because I called them at a complaint desk and then they called me back, and it was the guy who was like, well, first off, is it hurting you so much that it's affecting your driving? And I was like, well, no, and I can still drive. But that's kind of a lie, because it's giving me such bad headaches that I don't think it's affecting my driving. But it's still dangerous. It's still something added, while you're operating a vehicle or doing anything, I pray to God they're good guys. They're going to investigate this and maybe, get a warrant for him or add this to their files so they'll understand. Like, I don't know. I feel like everybody's against me. I feel like, and he's got people around me. They don't care. They're just like, kill him, And I'm not. I mean, I can't do much. So I'm sitting in my house just looking at the internet, watching movies. I can't. I mean, it's hard to, when you're attacked 24 hours a day and you feel burning. Like, the headaches that I've had are the worst that I think humans can experience. Just feels like, like a harp weapon just on the middle of my skull and pressing down so that, like, my brains are coming out of the side of my head. It's so much pressure. And then they have, I think they have different ELF. I think they have one that's just like pure pressure, that's just like gravity hitting you, and then they have one that's like burning, a microwave burning. I think they can, mess with the frequencies on the ELF and either burn you or just pressurize your skull, thinning the blood-brain barrier and causing, a chance to get an aneurysm or a stroke or something like my dad had. He didn't slow down after what happened to my dad, and we put him in a we're trying to rehabilitate him. And I'm really scared that they have targeted him, because we don't know where he is neurologically. He's had an aneurysm and he's acting like really frustrated, like really having trouble with people. And that he had passed that part in the healing process. So it's like he's either depressed or they're hitting him with ELF and he doesn't even know it. And this stuff could murder him. It could cause another aneurysm or a stroke, and he could be just murdered. So I'm very worried about that. I'm worried about my mom. Like, she was complaining of pressure, in her abdomen, and she had to pee a bunch on the way home. We were both in the car, so it's like the people that I'm around, I'm so scared they're just going to target. They're just going to be like, oh, well, they said something racist or they said something weird. Let's get them. They're crazy too. They're part of his family. I'm so scared of that. And I know that whole families are targeted. I've seen videos where just the whole family inside their house is shot at with lasers and ELF and EMF. I got the EMF gone. The EMF's totally gone. The emitters do a good job on that. phew, that ELF is just, it's knocking me down. Like, it's just, I mean, it's so much pain to your head and your nervous system, and it's 24 hours a day. The guy's just like, he's crazy. He's like watching me do everything, and he's just like, he's got to go. You know, it's just this crazy murder thing, and he's got people that are driving around on the street, and he feels powerful. You know, this is his time of peace, because he's a guy who has to have an enemy in a war. So he's in the middle of war. It's really just tormenting a human being, but he probably feels good because this is his peace. You know, I'm like, I want to not be fighting anybody and live on my own and help my family, and then I'd be at peace. So I'm not at peace right now. You know, I'm getting focused, and that's what, like, well, I guess another movie, I was watching Rocky IV, but you got to get focused. You can't be yelling at them and just all out of sorts, because you're going to, if you don't have a lot of shielding and they're hitting you with stuff that's making you feel pain, you got to be like, no pain, focus on what you're doing, focus on what you're defending yourself with. You got to defend yourself. You got to defend yourself. You got to. Like, I'd pray about that for every one of y'all, that you don't think that the aluminum and all this stuff is smoke and mirrors, that it's some snake oil. Like, do not believe that. Get yourself a little bit of defense. If any, just get yourself some cardboard with aluminum foil and put it over you when you sleep, because this stuff, you know, it's painful. It can be damaging to your body. You know, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go to an oncologist and check this out, because it's heavy ELF, you know, hitting the sides of my head, my neck, the middle of my head. So it's like, I mean, this is like cell phone stuff, but times a million or whatever, and people get tumors from their cell phones, so I'm going to have to get checked out, you know, make sure I don't have a tumor. I probably need to go to a neurologist just regularly and just get him to check me out, like all my nerves and everything, like my nervous system around my head. I mean, they're killers. Like, he's gone from screwing around with me with EMF, like screwing around with this guy, it feels good, to now it's like, I'm gonna murder him. I'm murdering him, or he's getting out of that house and we're following him. Like, he says he's getting me out of the house, but then they follow me across states. I mean, they had people driving by my dad's rehabilitation center with one light on in another city. Like, they had them on the ground ready for that. Like, and it was a lot of people, and it's a lot of people in this city that I'm in. Like, a lot of people driving around, stalking, you know, doing the stalking when you go into stores. I don't even look at anybody most of the time, because it's just like, man, they could just be stalking. And like, it's tons of people. Like, and it's true, but it's like, I can't even like look. Like, I don't know. There was a girl in a Walmart the other day who came up to me, and like, she was like, oh, blah blah, hey, how you doing? And she was like, oh, I like Deadpool and Spider-Man. And I was like, wow, that's a cool girl, you know, I'd like to ask her out or something. But she could just, you know, they could have told her what I like or something and just be fucking around. I have no clue. So it's like, anybody I invite into my life could be, you know, a stalker. I mean, I don't think they need any information, because they got me remote neural monitored. You know, they see everything I see, and they've got probably a satellite. I'm thinking they've got satellite surveillance that can actually, what's it called? It can compensate for motion. You know, so they've got that can actually surveil you in cars. It can, you know, track your signal in cars. And technology just makes this really easy. And I think back to all these weird shootings and killings and stuff. And I'm not saying I'm going to even do that, but there was one case where the guy was like in Malaysia, and he was like running from, some people were like chasing him. And I can imagine that if they got stalkers to do stuff and they just got overly aggressive and started attacking this guy. But it was the guy that eventually, like, his dad was calling in the Alex Jones show and trying to help him and stuff. He eventually shot his own dad. You know, he's that paranoid. And I think about that, and like, I'm never going to do that. My family's always great. I worry about them getting targeted, but I'd never think that they're against me. Like, people could come up and ask them to be involved in this, and they would, you know, they would punch them in the face. Like, they would never do that. But this guy, he shot his dad, who was very helpful, who wanted to help his son. And I think it like a lot of these things, I'm looking back on these people going crazy and saying they're after me, and I think it's a lot about this like gang stalking. I think these people go crazy because they're being followed, and it's this big network. Like, I don't know, like if I go out of the country, they could maybe track me and follow me, and have people that are very dangerous in other countries who they ask to do this, and they end up like killing me or something, you know? Like, it's just at that level where it's like you don't know what's going to happen. Like, people are out on the street doing the one light, driving around crazy, switching the lights on you and everything. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, danger at every second of the day, danger and violence. And these people, they're satisfied with it. They're satisfied. They live in this. They've made their lives out of it, and it's scary. It's scary. It is scary. Like, I'm not scared. I feel like I'm in a horror movie, but I'm not like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. You know, I don't think I'm gonna die from it. It's painful headaches. Like, I'm getting, like, I guess, I mean, I watch a lot of movies because I don't know what to do. Like, I'm really supposed to be, you know, getting a job and doing what I'm, you know, I missed my appointment with my post-traumatic stress counselor. I just couldn't do it today. I couldn't sit there with these guys hitting me with extremely heavy ELF. I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit there and have somebody call me schizophrenic. I just couldn't do it. And I called in and I just said that I couldn't make the appointment, you know. I'm in a lot of pain too. Like, I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Like, I can handle it sometimes because I'm just like, oh, well, this and blah, blah, blah. No, this is true. But today it's just like I can't go in there and have somebody face me and look at me like I'm crazy. I can't do that anymore. I'm gonna work with good people, and that doesn't matter. But I've talked to people who, they know about this stuff. I've talked to tons of people who are in positions to stop this, and they know about this stuff, and yet they can't do anything. It's like not their jurisdiction, or they can't handle it, you know. Or the FBI is really, I think the FBI is our place to go. FBI and senators. You know, we need to get our senators involved in this and get signatures, like, for every state, every senator, every 2 senators. I think the FBI is the agency that should be involved in this because it's terrorism. It's domestic terrorism and treason on American soil with stolen military equipment. So the FBI really should be the people who take care of this. But are some of them, you know, maybe involved and just let it go, or do they help? Maybe do they have remote stations? I'd like to pray no. I'd like to, like, not say no, but pray no. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna market that. No, but it's a pray note, because, like, I talked to the guy, and he seemed to know exactly what I was talking about, yet he had no emotions about it, or no urgency to help me. It was like, yeah, well, how long's it been going on? Is it affecting your driving? You know, and it's just like he was sitting there, like, he wasn't like, oh my God, are you hurt or anything like that. It was just like, yep, basically we know, and then, you know, I hear helicopters over me, so they're either doing their own investigation or they're hitting me from helicopters now. I mean, who knows? You know, the guy's got the Army involved with these smart dust trails. I see him everywhere I go. I saw tons of smart dust trails, like, where I went 6 hours away. So it's like the Army's involved, and they're sending up jets, tens of thousands of dollars or whatever, just to psych me out or something, to kill one human being and make them paranoid. It's crazy. It's a crazy waste of resources for everybody. It's insane. I don't know what's behind it. I don't know what group. You have an organized gang stalking group on IM. I don't know what club these people are involved in, but there's a lot of them. There's a whole lot of them. Like, the car thing, like, me noticing that kind of changed it to where I'm like, I'm not panicked or anything. I'm never panicked, and I'm always going to do my videos about this. I'm always going to, you know, even if they're knocking me in the head, dude, I got to, you know, God gives me stuff. Like, I love Rocky. I love, you know, stuff like that. So I can get through it. I can just no pain, no pain. Focus, focus on, shielding. When I'm in my enclosure, it does help. They're getting through some, though. It's been really affecting my sleep. The hotel, I had to hold on for dear life. Like, it burned me so much that I could, like, my mom was trying to have a conversation with me, and I was just like, yeah, like, it really, like, it burnt my skull to where I was like, just walking around like I could barely talk. And I mean, it was like, it wasn't like my brain had been damaged, but it was like I was so tired from the pain. Like, it had tortured me so bad, and I was just so tired. I was like, and when I go in the bathroom, it would stop, because you get in that bathtub, and I guess the stuff that they're shooting has to go through that porcelain or whatever, so it kind of gave me some relief. I guess sleep in a bathtub if you want to get some relief and you don't have, shielding. But it's like, I mean, and I have the videos. It's called No Lights, and it's on a rainy day, and that's when I really noticed the light thing. And some people, like, they would actually follow me around the same street, and they'd come by at certain times. So it was all like this organized, like, I guess what's the synchronized swimming, but with cars. And they'd come out at certain times, like where I'd go by the one light cars. But it's stuff that you can't, who knows? It could just be people with busted out lights. And I was looking at them in the video. I don't know if I'm going to release that video. I'll probably release this one first, because I talk about some of the stuff that I talk about in that video. But it kind of did make me paranoid, because it's so many people, and they do so many things that you could say, oh, well, they're doing that, but nobody would ever believe you, And it's catered to trying to make people crazy while they physically torture you and kill you. It's crazy. Like, I mean, I'm a peaceful guy. I don't want to fight anybody. I feel like I do have a war now. I mean, we all have a war now, because we're fighting for our lives. These people are just tormenting people, demanding that people leave their houses or some crap. It's like crazy. Like, you're not the house manager guy who kicks people out of their houses with terrorism. Like, that's insane. Like, their logic to do this is insane. And it's because they're hiding. They can say anything. They can say I'm a purple elephant, and they have to shoot me with arrows because I'm a purple elephant and I shouldn't exist. They can say anything because they're in a house. They have no accountability. The people that they get to stalk are kind of nefarious and criminal-like, So it's like these people who should be protecting us getting like the kind of the worst elements of society who want to kill and stalk people, and kind of grouping them up and making them kind of a one-mind organism through technology. I am these people, get them to know where I am, and it's not. I mean, and I'm still. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. If these people knew me, like if they really knew me, they would just be like, no, I'm not gonna stalk this guy. But they're told lies. They're told whatever they need to hear from this guy, propaganda to get them involved. And it's sad. It's really sad. Like, I don't know if I could ever get away from it. I saw these Airstream, what is it? Airstream, what do you call it? Airstream, God, I'm so busted up. My head is so busted up. Airstream trailers that you live in. And I was talking to my godmother, and she said that they're completely made of aluminum on the outside. Airstream, they're called Airstream, and I'm thinking, this guy's hurting me so bad. He's got military stuff. He's stacking it up. He's stacking it up like a war. Like, this is a war zone with microwave weapons, and he's just stacking up weapons in his house to overpower my emitters. So it's like, I don't know what we're doing anymore. I don't like it, and it's not something, like, my mom was like, you proved yourself. You proved it. Why don't you just move out of there, And it's like, I'm like, yeah, it's people are getting hurt, it's crazy, and people could drop. But it's like, if I move, like, because I've gone hours away, there are people that want to do this. And now I'm marked. I'm a marked, targeted individual. So it's like, even if I get away from this guy, he'll tell somebody in the network around where I live, and then they'll be like, oh, we get fun in games and prizes, and we get prizes and money or whatever they're getting to do this stuff. So it's like if I move anywhere else, they're gonna enjoy this. He's gonna hit me remotely. He was hitting me remotely through. I mean, I was 3 hours away from these people, and it was like still hitting me. So I don't know if it's by satellite or by cell phone tower that they track you. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know what organization is involved in this. It's so nefarious. It's so bizarre. Because it's like a whole group. It's a growing group of people across state lines that attack and stalk one person and try and do it so their family can't know about it. Their family can't help them. You know, my family thinks I'm nuts. You know, my cousin, my mom told my cousin and my aunt about my YouTube channel. So I don't even know if me and my cousin are ever going to talk again, because he works for Halliburton, so he probably knows some Masons. He probably knows what's up. But is he going to he's going to deny it, you know? Or maybe he'll help me. Maybe he'll get the Masons. Maybe he's a Mason. I don't know. Like, I know some people in my family across in another state are Masons. So it's like maybe I could talk to them, and maybe they're part of that, and they could help me. I don't know. It's just, I'm surviving. It's not that bad. It's pretty bad headaches, burning and stuff like that. But, and like another movie thing, I just think about Wolverine. And, you know, the first part of the Wolverine, if you've seen it, he like gets hit by an atomic blast or something. It just rips off his skin, and then he heals up. I mean, like, I've got to be like that. I've got to just be like, okay, it's healing. My nervous system is healing. I'm gonna do healthy things and take my medicine, you know, and just try and heal up from it. Because sometimes you feel like broken, like it's so much burning and torture. It's death. I mean, it's death dealing. These guys deal in death. They deal in human suffering. I mean, I've told him that. You know, he deals in torture and human suffering and like some kind of weird sacrifice with a bunch of people, kind of like that movie, The Wicker Man. You know, you think that these people are normal, and they end up, they want to kill people. Like, they want to murder people. These people are like, he's got to go. Like, they have nothing to do with me, but they've illegally surveilled me, which is a federal crime. You know, and they're just like, he's got to go now, and all this crazy. They're crazy. I mean, they want to kill people. They think they're allowed to kill people. Like, there are people like that out there. And then I'll just look like my family can't help me. You know, they'll stop that because you just look crazy. You know, I hope it'll change. I really hope it'll change, and that's why I'm doing these videos. If you see this is real. I mean, this is very real. I've spent thousands of dollars to try and shield myself, and it does work. This guy probably would have killed me by now if I didn't. But they do. I don't know if he just turns up the signal, or if he gets more weaponry, or if he gets some. I mean, now it's at a point so many people are involved. I could imagine somebody in the big group going, hey, I've got a remote station, and I'll just do it from here, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I could imagine that happening, because so many people, like, because when you go to another state, different people get involved, and then he keeps them involved, you know. So it's I guess it's dangerous to go to another state if this is happening to you. Like, I hate to say that, because you got to get away from it, but it's like the technology is such that you know, they can follow you across state lines, and then they can activate those networks in different states and say, oh, he's here now. We've got, and they're in some group. I don't know. They're in some group, and I don't know where they can, you know, they do this stuff. They're ready to do this stuff to people. Like, it's not random people. They're part of some group where it's like you're a stalker, and when you got somebody that you need to stalk, get in your car and do the, you know, they do their one light thing, a lot of white vans. It's creepy and crazy. Like, it's like violence on this level of like parasitical violence or something, where it's not really a fight, where it's just a bunch of people like feeding off of one human being, just parasitically, you know, getting fat off of the war and the trauma that you experience. I don't know. They seem to like it. They seem to dig it. I have to go. Like, they could turn off their surveillance equipment. They don't have to look at me, but they want to look at me 24 hours a day and then judge what I'm doing in my private home and then say I've got to go or die. And it doesn't make any sense. There's no law that protects them and says they can do that. They have no accountability, so it's not like some agency. If it is an agency doing this, it's a rogue element of that agency, and it's not in the, I guess it's not in the way of our country. It's not in the laws. It's not in the Constitution. They're rogue elements. They're mutinous. Like, they want to mute. They're doing a mutiny. Like, they're overthrowing the law where they can decide who lives and dies, and that is burning our Constitution. It's really crazy dangerous. Crazy dangerous, but these people, they seem short-sighted. They seem to think it's just this situation, or they lie about it to where it's just this situation, but it'll doom our country. You know, this is crazy technology where you can be hit remotely across states, and I guess I just have that kind of luck. You know, I've always, since I was 12, you know, I had Crohn's, you know, autoimmune disorder, and I had to get on a feeding tube, so since I was 12, things have been kind of weird, and it all added up to this, you know, so I'm just going to deal with it. I'm going to do videos to give y'all information as much as I can, but it does, like, mine now is definitely across state lines. I mean, I went to, you know, another state that was not this state, and 2 times, and people were on the ground doing it, you know, in the same condo doing it, and I mean, I know it. I know it for sure, but people would never believe me. I mean, how could they get around you in a condo, units that are rented out like by the month or whatever? So I guess they have money, you know, a lot of money to spend killing some random person who doesn't want any violence with anybody. Like, you'll never understand it. You could sit here forever and be like, why are they doing this, and what? It doesn't make it. It's just violence and rape. It's like animals with this awesome technology that can just crush you, because it's like microwaves. It's like heavy microwaves, and they're just like animals. They want to murder with it. That's like a dichotomy. It's like the people are barbarous, but the technology is very advanced, and it's militarized. You know, it's for the military and for the police force. So some people know about it, some people don't. It's like, who in the police force knows about it, who in the army knows about it. Oops, some people, a percentage, but they don't want to tell anybody, because this is what they use it for. They use it to kill individuals, American citizens, in their homes. I mean, that's what they're doing. It's not, I'm not like dramatizing this. I'm not lying about it. I'm not saying anything about this guy. I'm totally saying I don't know, but they are killing American citizens in their homes, very maliciously, mutilating human bodies, terrorizing and torturing American citizens. And then the worst thing they're doing is they're making it look like, I mean, he'll move his truck, and his wife will move her car, and it looks like they're not there, and then they shoot me all day long with microwaves, you know, remotely from their house. Maybe they're going somewhere else in the city and doing it remotely. I don't know. It sounds like they're at their house, and you know, this stuff is very treacherous. So they could go off campus with their cars and do it from another position in the city. Like, you'd never know. And that's the horrible thing about this. It's like, prove it. You know, prove it before we kill you. That's what they're basically saying. They're just like, whatever, whatever. Who cares? Kill them. And they're doing that to American citizens. I'm an American citizen. They're saying put me away and kill me and all this stuff, and I don't even know them. Like, I haven't even seen some of these people physically, like in the neighborhood. They've just seen me on surveillance, like naked in my house. Like, I'm sorry if this video is kind of flat. I feel kind of flat when I get hit a lot in the head. Like, I feel like I'm just like, no emotion, you know, it's hard. And it's like, can't cry because when you cry, they have some, I guess some of the ELF can hit you in the eye if you have water in your eye, and it really stings real bad, but they can't do it if you have dry eyes. So, I mean, they have crazy stuff, crazy stuff. And I've been conditioned to where I don't cry. Like, I mean, if I do, it's a really emotional thing. You know, like I'll cry a little bit, like one tear. But like they've kind of ripped that from me. You know, I don't like. Me and my brother, and my dad have had moments where I was very emotional. I should have been there. You know, I should have been there. But we're having these private conversations, and these people are nailing me in the head with ELF and microwave hearing. Like my dad and my brother are talking about his life, what he's going to do with his life, and how we can help. And they're there. When I'm having private conversations with my mother about my dad and his health, they are surveilling that and remotely, remote neural monitoring me and hearing every private little thing. So any kind of things that my parents or my brother says that is kind of rude or something like that, some people would say in private, we're all getting judged for that. My family's all getting judged for every private thing that we're doing. It's sick. It's like there's no precedence for this kind of evil, and it's just an evil that he won't stop, because he's not going to get caught. These are the type of people who they don't care. They're not going to stop. He's not going to have a moral, he's not going to be like, oh, wait, hold on, this human being's dying and I'm killing him. Oh, and think about it. He's not going to do that. He's not built that way. Like, and I'll say that just from the way he tortures me, without any stopping in it. If my parents are hurt or my family's hurt, it's cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars with my dad's health, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I know these guys did it. I know they did. The way it happened, the timing and everything, like I know they did it. I know they hit him and it was an accident because he didn't have defenses and they just hit him and he wasn't used to the stuff and it thinned his blood-brain barrier and he had an aneurysm. I know for a fact. I'm not even kidding around. And it's like he's getting better, but are they hitting him when he has neurological problems so that we don't know what's going on and he's having headaches and not telling us or something like that? Like, that's like the sickest evil, like to do that to somebody's family. Like, I mean, I can't imagine, like, he's not going to have this moral lapse and decide that he's hurting people and stop. He's not going to do that. Like, I've seen him. I've watched him deal with people, and he's a killer. He's a killer who wants to kill me. I've accepted that. I think he's accepted that. The people that are helping him have accepted that. I think we've all accepted that this is a life or death situation where people are going to get hurt, and it's basically me, that's going to get hurt. I think we've all agreed upon that with no verbal contract. It sounds so crazy, like it does. And they're calling me crazy on the microwave here, and they're like, he's so crazy. Because they don't, they see these videos as me basically wanting to get raped by them. They're like, he wants to say something against us. We've got rape, microwave weapons that we're going to kill him with. He's stupid to say anything. So it's like, for me to say anything or try and fight is stupid and retarded. So I guess I'm just stupid and retarded. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep just the info getting out, I think, is the biggest thing I can do. It's because I can't think of anything. I mean, it's like I want to write to my senator, but is he going to see that or even care? I'm going to probably call the FBI again and, say, hey, can I follow up with somebody about this? Because they're, sending helicopters over. They're investigating for themselves. They can probably see through, all of our houses and see what we're doing. But they don't have a warrant. This guy doesn't have a warrant. It's all just this invisible, covert war. It's a war for us, for the targeted individuals. It's not really a war for the people tormenting American citizens in their homes. It's kind of just like it's like entertainment for them. They get right when I go out. It's funner because you can get cars to, do the synchronized swimming type stuff around corners in caravan, and I guess it's fun. People have fun doing it. Like, they're so petty and evil that this is their life. They make a life around it. And they lock everybody down, like in this war where we're all locked down, and this is what we're doing all the time. Like, this is it'll create huge damage to families, and just like people will be removed or damaged in their homes, and just like it's this crazy, violent thing. This guy just keeps going. He's getting more people involved. He's going to do it. Like, he just uses propaganda. He doesn't, like, a long time ago, like they did, at first it was kind of funny. And, they'd be like, well, he's resourceful. He's getting aluminum or whatever, and it was kind of funny. It was human a little bit, and it was like, he's just messing with me with the EMF. And then now it's just dark. It's like demonic evil, very violent and murderous. And they're just like, they're treating me like I'm just vermin. Get him out of there. Burn him. Burn his body. Burn his organs. It's crazy. Like, this has to be... the story has to be told. Like, I do want to warn you, just don't give out a lot of detailed information, because they'll probably use it to hit you harder. If you're like, well, the EMF isn't really bothering me, but the ELF, they'll turn the ELF up as high as they can. They get information from this. And I think I said some things like that were very specific on how this stuff works on the ground, and I think they, basically were like, okay, well, then they figured it out, and because it's new to them. This equipment's new to them too. He's using his military training to, figure it out and kill American civilians, but it's new to him as well as being new to me on the side where it's attacking me. But all right, I'm not sure if I had anything else to say, but I do want to say that kind of knocked me for a loop. I guess I've been getting knocked for a loop lately. How it was so strong across state lines. The torture continued. It stopped for like a day or two, or a day and a half. And that's when we were, putting my dad in a rehabilitation center. He's getting a lot better. He's standing up and everything. It's just really sad because he is there. And it's like, I was getting hit by somebody remotely in Texas, and it's like, are they going to be like, oh, well, he's gone back to Baton Rouge, or he's gone back to where he lives, crap. He's gone back to where he lives, so, God, I wonder if that information on YouTube, like stalkers across the country, will know where I am. I don't know if I should send this video out, because it just does. And I was talking to one of my mom's friends, and she was like, you need to get off the internet, because they're going to find you more, and they're going to hit you more. And I was like, oh my God, but it's important that I put this information out, because it's true, and I am kind of intelligent. I can speak, clearly about it, so I think it's important that I do that, if I don't do anything else. Makes me very angry, because it's a war for me. And it was like, I was talking to my mom about it, and she was just like, I'm done. She's like, I'm done. Stop talking about it. And that's so hurtful, because it's like, these people are killers. They're killing me. I can't get help for it. It's just crazy. It's like crazy murder and just no law, and people driving around with one light. They've got so much hate, that they want to bust up strangers. They're just like, fuck this guy. Screw this guy. There are tons of people like that. And I said on one of my other videos, there are people that, like, one of my mom's friends, and I'm not going to say who it is, like, I was talking to her about it, and it's like I watched it. I watched her brain reject what I was saying. I watched the occurrence. Like, I watched her she was listening to me because I'm smart and I know what I'm talking about, and she was going with me, and then I started talking about it, like how they're hitting me remotely and stuff, and I watched it in her eyes, and she rejected it, and she was like, nobody's gonna, hit me, and it's not like I'm not faulting her for it. Like, a human being, there are some human beings that you tell them this, they're not gonna believe it. They're gonna reject it with everything in their body, because if there's stuff like this out there, everybody would have to do something about it. It's a secret, remote thing where they can shoot microwave at your head and your heart in your body. Like, this is dangerous mutiny of America. It's rogue forces who believe in something different than regular Americans, in law. They don't believe in law. They don't believe in what regular Americans think. They think that they are the extension of the law, and they can murder anybody. They can murder anybody because they can get away with it. So they're not like regular Americans, and regular Americans reject it. Their brain, their body, I watched her, and she's a good person. She's like, I'm not going to believe in that, because then, so she thinks it's about belief. Her head kind of went with, oh, it's what he's believing is happening. And like a lot of people have told me that. They're like, just, you're obsessed with it, and if you just got unobsessed with it, it would go away. And they don't realize these people have very powerful stolen military technology that they are hitting you with like a ton of bricks. I mean, it's burning, it's pressure, it's high-pitched sounds that make your head feel like they're going to burst. It's real. It's not like, oh, well, I don't believe in this guy. It's like when somebody's sitting there beating the hell out of you with their fists, and you're just like, I don't believe in this guy, and he just keeps beating the hell out of you with his fists. So it's like, it doesn't really affect my belief in him, doesn't affect anything. And I think that's another thing, because people think you're crazy, they think you're schizophrenic or whatever. And that's what I couldn't deal with today. I couldn't deal with that with my post-traumatic stress counselor. Because they did, they followed me across state lines. I'm a huge target now, and I think it may be because of these videos. Okay, and that's not me saying don't make videos, okay? Because I don't have any preconceived, I don't have anything that I want to do with these videos. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do this, or I have preconceived plans about this. So when I say something, it's like because I've experienced it. So it's like, if you make videos, just be careful. Be careful what you say, where you're at. Be careful about everything. Be careful about saying that you notice stuff, because if you say you notice stuff and you kind of talk about that, they're going to do it more. They're going to do it more. So it's better not to talk about the stuff they're doing. But if you want to make videos, you kind of have to talk about what they're doing. So you got to decide. You got to decide what's important to you. If staying anonymous is helping you, and you're beating them that way, don't start making a bunch of videos. If it doesn't matter, if they're going to hit you whether you make videos or not, make some videos. I don't have any preconceived, I'm trying to sell stuff, or I believe something and I'm trying to push everybody that way. I mean, I do believe in the Constitution. I believe our forefathers were ahead of their time, but they also killed the Indians when they came in to grab territory. So it was a kind of a right hand, left hand thing. They did something really good. They slaughtered a bunch of people too. So it's like everything in our history is very confusing. It's confusing, and you can get something good done, but there's a lot of this going on where people are slaughtering each other and it doesn't make sense. And that's just humans, I guess. I'd rather not deal with this. I'd rather just kind of be at peace, not fighting anybody. But I can't choose that, because this guy has targeted me, and he's gotten a bunch of other people involved to target me. Because of the way I live my life, or because he just wants to do it. I could sit here and think of reasons all day, but he looks at anything I do in this house and makes it like, oh, he's a pervert, or he's weird, or whatever. I mean, I can use the bathroom, and they're doing it, So, well, that's all. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up about how things are going with me. I wish the technology wasn't so advanced, because I don't know where I could go in this country. I guess I could get out of the country, and there may not be a network, maybe somewhere where it's where the U.S. doesn't have satellites, is what I'm thinking. Because I look at videos, and it's happening in Washington State, it's happening in California, it's happening in New York, it's happening in a lot in Detroit, in Michigan. So it's happening all over the country. It's happening in Texas, it's happening in Florida, it's happening in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Ohio. I mean, it's happening everywhere in the country. And it's because they have networks, they can network online. These groups, I think they get more traction, they get more people who are willing to do it, and it's growing. It's like a growing thing. I can't think of anything else but satanic. I mean, it's like evil and death and killing people. But I mean, these people would disagree with me. They'd be like, "We just got to kill this guy," and I don't know what their motives are. Like they've never told me their motives. I've only heard the microwave hearing, which is nothing. That's just that's a psych out. That's all lies and propaganda for you, the targeted individual. It's all the microwave hearing. If they're arguing with somebody or if they're saying something, it's all just to psych you out. Like none of it is like they're gonna stick to it or they're gonna honor what their words are. Honor is not part of this. Treachery is just what this thing is. I'm sure he disagree. I'm sure all the people who are around me shooting me with microwave weapons in my house would disagree with me. They'd say that they have to do this and that it's for America. It's a crazy delusion, I guess, to hit somebody who's like ultra peaceful, who's just in their house, and you're like, okay, well, let's just kill him, in his sleep. That's crazy to do. Like, to me, it's crazy. But they don't believe that. They believe that it's, totally their right to kill people. Feels like a horror movie. It's like worse than a horror movie because the horror villains, they just like kill somebody, and they kill them in a couple of seconds. These people want to put you in a virtual torture chamber for 24 hours a day and burn your organs and like then screw with you out on the street after they hurt you or damage your head. Like it's like the worst horror movie villains in the world. Like this guy is nuts. Like he is a killer. He's a killer. And he's gonna burn my head and put pressure on my head to hurt me. He's doing it now, like to this side, like right in my ear is burning. But then it kind of rolls off, like it's killing my dog. Like I don't know, can y'all see my dog? Pepper. Just look at her. She's just not in a good way. She's coming into the enclosure. Like it's hurting her. She was asleep. Like look at her eyes. Like it's really hurting her. It's stuff that she can hear. Like the extremely low frequencies that burn me, I think she can hear those. Like I think that I can't hear them, and it causes just pressure, and I can't hear it. But I think the extremely low frequencies, I think she can actually hear it, because she's shaking her head a bunch. Like her eyes are just dilated. I mean, mine are too. I'm just like I'm in the dark here, so you can't really see me. I don't know. I don't look that bad. Like I look in the mirror to make sure, and like they do a lot of damage to my face and my jaw and the back of my head. It burns. But I mean, I look pretty normal. Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, okay, I can go out. Like I don't look like the Walking Dead or something like that. But it does. I mean, it affects. They shoot it in my face and burn my face. They burn my ears. They burn my head. They put pressure on the middle of my head and it feels just like I'm gonna pass out because somebody's just putting pressure on your head like that. Like my emitters, dude, like I took them off because I was, messing with them or something, and it just got worse. So I think, I'm putting them in the right places, but it's not enough. This guy has like military grade radiation that he's shooting all around, and it's stolen military equipment. He's ex-military. I won't say his name or say where we are. I hope and pray that FBI agents will see this. I want people to see this. I want, and if they think I'm dangerous because of this and they've got to, off me, then they're not on my side, and I don't care if they see this. They can, see this and judge it and do whatever. But, like, I feel like this, I don't know. It's in my heart. I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Because I'm not he can hurt me. He can physically hurt me. But people, like, doing weird stuff in a Target or doing weird stuff on the street, I don't get scared. I don't get intimidated. I feel like, why is that person doing that? Like, what are they getting out of this? How is there somebody like that? Because if somebody asked me to do this stuff, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'd be like, you're a bizarre, crazy person, and you want to follow this person. But then I'm thinking, there's so many people involved. This guy has probably lied about me. They probably are saying like I'm a pedophile or a murderer. They're probably saying something really, really bad in like, false about me, because they don't care. It's like they're just like, it's time, it's go time. Let's do whatever it takes to murder this guy, to hurt him, to hurt his family. Let's do whatever it takes. It's a military run on American citizens, which is terrorism, which is domestic terrorism, really boldly. This guy's really bold about it. He doesn't care because he's not going to get caught. Nobody's helping me, so he's just like, whatever, I don't care. Turn up the torture machines. We're going to fucking kill him. Like, he just doesn't care because he's not getting caught, and that's the type of person he is. I do know that. I don't know his inner motives, but I do know that he's just like, I'm not getting caught, so here we go. But I'm dealing with it. I'll keep making videos till the end. I don't think they're gonna kill me. I mean, they'll hurt me pretty bad. But I'll figure it out. I always figure it out. I got the Holy Spirit in me. No lie. And like, I'll go out in my car and I'll listen to K-Love, is this Christian music station, and it just plays music that is like, it seems like God is talking to me. He's talking to me through music. He's talking to me through movies. He's talking to me through, like, and it's not a voice. It's not like voices that are, because I already got the microwave hearing, right? It's like he talks to you through the things you love. So I would really advise that. Get around the things that you love, music or writing or art, whatever you love. Get enmeshed in it and get enmeshed in the Word of God and cross those two. Let God talk to you. Do things that you love. I'm an artist. I'm a Pisces, and I love to write. So I'm going to start my writing again, no matter how much they hurt me, and I'm going to look for God in that. This is the time. I'm in prison. I'm in a virtual torture chamber that I don't know if I can get out of it. So now it's go time for me. I mean, this guy's like, oh yeah, let's get him, let's kill him, but I don't know what I have left, because he's not going to let me go. I mean, I could go across the country, and that's why I'm thinking I'll get the what did I call it? The air. God, I can't think. Like, they're hitting me with stuff on the side of my head. I can't think. The air. The trailer that's all aluminum. It's called air something. But I'm going to get that. I think I'm going to get that. My mom's going to help me sell this house. And, she was saying you can buy more aluminum paint. Like, if I get into a small trailer and I put all of the emitters around me, I'm thinking it might take care of any kind of remote thing that's coming in, especially if I have a layer of aluminum on the vehicle that I'm in. So I think I've really got to start thinking about survival. Like taking care of my body. I'll still do videos and stuff. I feel like it's given up, and this isn't a decision that I'm making yet. I'm just talking about it. I want to keep the house. I want to make my last. It's so weird. Like, my dad, when we were moving into this house, there was a problem, and somebody on the street stole my aunt's purse. And, I found the little kid, and I found the older kid who he was giving it to. So, like, I kind of figured that out and helped a lot get my aunt's stuff back. And, like, I think that some of the neighbors, like, they got mad at me about that. But, like, the older kid who was getting the money, he kept, like, we didn't call the police on him. Like, we were so nice. We didn't call the police on that guy. We could have called the police and gotten him into so much trouble. But he held a grudge against me, and I've seen him go into that house. Like, I know, like, a lot of people know about this stuff, and they don't care. They don't care. But to get to the point, my dad was saying after that, he was like, well, this is where you're going to make your last stand. And he wasn't, like, my dad's not a guy who's, like, very extreme. He's, like, a very peaceful guy. And it's just true. It's like, this is my last stand. I mean, these people, I can't go anywhere to get away from it. Like, he's like saying he wants to get me out of the house, but then he's following me 6 hours and getting other people networked. And I really do. I say this, and I don't know how to get out of this, and I'm going to try and figure a way out of it. But if you go to another state and they get another network working and hitting you, that's a danger, because they could follow you back across the state lines that you came through. So you're picking up these parasites. You're picking up more of a group of parasites around you. Then they'll be ready when you go to that state, or they'll cross state lines if they don't have anybody in that state that they're hitting at that time, and just go ahead and come to where you live. Like, so it's like building up this evil, and these people now, it's like there's nothing that could stop it. There's not any kind of logic or something you can say to stop like 1,000 people in a city who are stalking somebody. They're not going to say they're wrong because they have the power. I mean, I don't have any. I'm one person who I can't even get my family to believe me because of how they're doing it. And they're like, 100 to 1,000 people in the city. I think it's like maybe like 50 to 100, that he's got like in this network, and he IMs them or whatever. But it's like I'm one person against that, and they're not stressing, they're not hurting, they're not getting microwaves. This isn't a war. This is just torment. It's a war for me to find out, to defend myself and try and get out of it. But it's not a war for him. He's just like, massacre this guy. He's cost me thousands of dollars, my 401k. He's cost my family hundreds of thousands of dollars by the damage they've done to my father. So I don't know who he got to help him do that. And they messed up. They made a mistake. They hit him, and it was too hard, and it caused something really bad. And now he's trying to cause that on me. He's trying to, sync it up, parallel it up, I guess, because he's a psychopath. He wants, me to kind of go the way my father did, and that would be perfect for them. To have my mom just crying all the time. Her life is so stressful now. They see this. They surveil me, and they surveil her. And I'm so scared they're just going to... And she works really hard and makes good money, helping cancer patients. And, like, I'm talking to some guy with our computers, and somebody's hacked her computers, her work computers. And this guy's definitely hacked into my computer. He can see, like, whatever's on my screen, and he can shut it down if he doesn't like what I'm watching. It's crazy. Like, he's watching me, and he has no business watching me. And then whatever I do, he's judging and saying it. It's this crazy tyranny, this invisible tyranny that's 24 hours a day. So people will just be like, oh, well, I'm schizo, and I think people are attacking me. I can't believe these people have thought of this, have thought of all this crap to make somebody feel crazy while they kill them, while they're on them and they're killing them with microwave weapons, and they're like, ha ha ha, nobody can prove this, I'm not stopping, he's getting out of here. And they have no moral right, they're not taking the high road, they have no law that's saying they can do this, but they're just going to do it anyway, But whatever, I'll put out videos, I'll talk to the FBI. They seem like they all know, like the FBI, the military, they know about this stuff, but they're just like, they want to cover their ass. The guy was like, is this military? The FBI is like, he's probably making a report, but he's like, listen, kid, if we do investigate it, you won't know about it. And I'm like, did a stalker call me? Did I call the FBI and then they made a fake call or something like that? And that's really illegal. If they did that, that's like federal crimes plus infinity. That's like crazy federal crimes. It seemed like he was a real agent. Didn't give me his name, and I wouldn't say it on here. I'm just talking in generalities, but I'm praying to God that they are Christian men or good men, just good men, who will investigate this and maybe help to stop it. Maybe they've got, neutralizers in their helicopters or something, or they'll help me out somehow. I'm holding out hope, I'm waiting for God. And he's there, just like that music in my car that it drives me. And it's changed me. This pain has changed me a lot. I realize I can't talk to him anymore because that doesn't do any good. And I get really mad and scream. Like I'm telling this guy, he can just do whatever he wants. He can get a million people. He can get all the world against me. But what they did to my dad, it's finished. Like, he can give me any pain, and it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. I'll keep going. I'll keep doing this. I'll keep trying to find a way. Like, seeing my dad like that and knowing there's a chance. It was right after my 33rd birthday. I have video of my 33rd birthday. Then the next 2 weeks, he's hearing ringing and pressure in his head, and he gets an aneurysm. Come on. come on. Anybody, I mean, I guess this secret organization, they're into numbers and witchcraft or whatever. I have no clue. This could be just some regular guy who's gone nuts. And that's, that's the whole thing. I've called him a Satan worshiper at times, satanic and nihilist, and he's using that. He's like, he called us a Satanist. We've got to kill him. He's crazy. He thinks we're Satanists, and he's going to do something crazy while they put me in a 24-hour virtual torture chamber and don't talk to me about anything. Send microwave hearing, like, he's got to go and all this, and watching me naked, doing private stuff. I still do everything that I want to do, if you know what I'm talking about. He's not going to make me feel guilty for that. I'm in my private home doing private things, and he's trying to act like I'm in his house. Like, he's crazy. He's a rapist. He's the guy who's a peeping Tom rapist with this surveillance equipment, and he's trying to get me to feel guilty for using the toilet or the bathtub or doing private things. I don't care. I still do them. It's kind of weird. It's because I know I'm being watched, but hell, I still do it. I'm not going to stop living my life. I'm really not. I mean, these guys have taken so much from me and then yelled at me, and they act like it's like some of them really are mad. It's like, are they that stupid? Do they really think that I've done something to them? Are they is it such a delusion that I'm the enemy of the state, and they're just so delusional that I've done something to them and they're going to make me pay? It's nuts. I don't even know him. I don't want to know this guy. Go about your life, man. You can do whatever you want, and I don't care. It doesn't make any sense. He's targeted me, he's marked me, and he's marked me for other people across state lines. It's crazy. I still believe in God. I still believe, I drive out on the street, and I know people are going to do the one light thing or whatever. I turn my lights on, and I put my arm out of the car, and I do a Vulcan sign. For live long and prosper. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to act like them. So that it'll try and confuse them a little bit at least, I'm not scared of it. I see it happening. I'm not I'm paranoid and the FBI is out to get me or something. There are good people in all these organizations, and this is, a lot of people are going to know about this, and I'm just hoping against hope that some good person out there, in the FBI or in the police, catches wind of it and just, stops it somehow. Maybe maybe the head sheriff, finds out about it and says, hey, I know this kid, because I know, I know the chief of police and the sheriff. I know them from where I work, They donate a lot to cancer patients. And, I haven't talked to him. I haven't had an appointment, but I'm hoping against hope they catch wind of this, and it's this kid's a targeted individual, but wait, he works for cancer kids. He's helping his dad. I'm hoping these people see the good stuff about me. There's stuff that I do wrong. I'm a slob, I'm living like a wild man, but he's made me live like this. I'm just hoping some good people see. And that's why I'm doing these videos. I'm hoping that people in this city will look at them and they'll see that. And maybe that girl, I don't know. There was this girl in Walmart, and it was she was just like the exact same stuff that I did. She was I'm a big kid, she likes, computer animated movies, and she was talking to me, and I was like, man, that's awesome, but can't, I tried to find her, but I couldn't find her. But she could have been a stalker. It could have been somebody who was just going to be hey, screw you, and get a bad reaction. I don't know. It's to that point where it's so many people involved, and I know it is. I know it's I mean, dude, I don't know. I just, when there's this many people involved and things are moving forward like this, you can't stop it. It's like a big ball. It's like a big rolling ball. It's like Indiana Jones and the big rolling ball. And all I can do is just try and run from it. And I'll document it. I don't know. I'll probably put out those videos of no lights. I think a lot of them were just people with no lights on for real. You'll know what I'm talking about when I put it out. I think I'll put it out. It makes me look kind of bad. And that's what I worry about these videos, because I'm very truthful. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say everything's going hunky-dory when I'm getting smashed in the head. And I'm hoping that the way that I tell the truth will actually affect the information. People will get the information. They'll want to see my videos more because I'm truthful. I probably say stuff that makes us look bad, or I may say something that may not. Yeah, God, that really hit me on the left side of my head. It's like the nerves start like you feel your nerves, like the hair raising on your head. You get the goosebumps, and then burning. Oh, what was I saying? What was I saying? Okay, no, I was saying, if what I'm saying doesn't have anything to do with your situation, like if you can go across state lines and get away from these people, like my guy has lots of connections. He's whatever secret organization this is that does gang stalking. He's he's got, he knows the members. He knows that. But there may be some situations where it's somebody who's just been given this equipment and they don't have a lot of connections. You can get away from them. That's what I would really recommend. If it's small and there are like 2 weapons being aimed at you or just EMF, get the hell away. Go across state lines. Get away before it gets bigger. And that may not, have anything to do with your situation either. You may be able to stick around and it doesn't grow. But I would just, if you can get away, get away. Physically get away. Because the more you stay in that position, and me and an electrician talked about this, and he seemed to know a lot about it too. He knew a lot about Nikola Tesla and how all this electromagnetic energy, he was doing all these experiments, and the military basically, he didn't want to release it. He didn't want to release it because he knew it could be very dangerous. And the military just took it, and they made this kind of stuff. They made HARP with it, so they can affect weather. They can create earthquakes. They can kill a lot of people with certain types of weather. And I really believe in that. After experiencing this type of microwave and how powerful it is, they can really amp this stuff up to kill a lot of human beings, like in the same home, microwave them to death. It's scary. It's like, it seems like something that would happen in another country. It seems like because certain Americans can do it in secret, that they don't have a problem with it. I don't understand it. It seems like a mutiny of our country. It seems like high treason against freedom. We all have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They're taking my liberty. They're taking my life. They're taking my pursuit of happiness. They're taking all 3 of those and raping them and raping me and shooting me with microwaves. And it's all true. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact. Some people have gotten together and they've decided to kill a human being. And I'm that human being. So I feel like now, because it's gone on for 4 years in different places, I'm marked now. My computer just went off. I hope, I really do, I hope the FBI is watching this. I hope there are good men who see what I'm doing on my phone. There are good men who see what I'm doing on my computer. There are good men who are enmeshed in this, and they're seeing it while he's watching me and torturing me, and they can help me somehow. I wouldn't mind if the FBI was like looking at my computer or whatever. I do hear, man, I just think there's so many people involved, and they really are into this, that there must be lies about me being told. Like that and I've never, I'm not a child molester. I'm not a murderer. I've smoked weed. That's my crime. That's my crime that has done me in. That's given them a lot of traction, because it's illegal. It's illegal, and I'm getting a little bit, and I'm trying. It helps my health. It makes me feel better. It makes me, enjoy things more. It just, kind of stops the pain. Like, because if you've been traumatized by this stuff, you have, like, I have anxiety attacks because of it. Like, I'm in a war, or like I have flashbacks. It's like weed diminishes that. It makes me focus on what I'm doing in a weird way. Because in some ways it makes me ADD. In some ways it makes me focus. Like, my artistic side, it seems like, is focused. I think of cool ideas. I don't know. It's just something that I know I can't do. It's illegal, so I can't do it anymore, because they're going to hit me. They're going to get traction from that, and then more people will be involved. So I know that. I still do it sometimes. I'm a bad boy. I don't know what to say. It's not something that hurts people, and it's being legalized in every state, but it is something they gain a lot of traction on, and a lot of people can just be like, he is a drug addict, get him out of here, kill him. There are a lot of people with that mentality, which I didn't know existed, especially with marijuana. To hate you and think you should die because you smoked a joint or something. It seems crazy. And I admitted that to the FBI agent. I was like, I smoked weed in the house, and he was surveilling me. And he's like, well, He's like, why does that have anything to do with it? And I was like, well, he's surveilling me in my house. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, if we do an investigation, you won't know about it. So I was like, all right, thanks. Well, I was like, I was like, and I guess this is confidential stuff, but like, this has to get out to people because it's so and they have to know about what the good people are doing. And, I think the FBI agent really was a good person. He's like, I'm going to look into this. They're going to investigate it, but they do things a certain way. Their organization is dealing with these crazy things, terrorism. And it's funny. It's funny because this guy probably got away with this and is doing this and mashing my head because he just said I was a terrorist or I had terroristic thoughts or, I was a dangerous person. But he's the terrorist. He's the domestic terrorist who's literally hurting people and mutilating them. While I'm just like I watch movies or I look at the internet or I write. Like I'm not a crazy delusional person who will play a violent video game and go out and shoot people. I'm not a person who watches a movie like Superman or Batman and says, oh, that's who I am. I use those things as a metaphor in my life for like writing while I get strength and write good. Like Superman's working on his abilities or something. It's like I see metaphors in those things. I see God in the things that I love. And he always, gives me strength, from the things I love. So maybe that's the main thing I want to leave. I don't want to leave y'all with terror thinking, you can go across states and these guys will follow you. My guy's really connected. So, and he's had a lot of time to build up these networks and these connections. So, he's had like 2.5 years to do this. If I knew the way it was going to go right when he started, I would have just said, Mom, let's go ahead, let's sell the house, let's get me out of here. But I was like, I thought I could beat it. I thought he would stop. Everybody's telling me he'll stop. That was the main thing. They're like, well, it'll stop. It'll go away. And it gets worse. It's like he gets more weapons and different torture weapons. So I have to figure out what they are and if I can defend myself. My head, like on this side, is just burning right now. It's like I know I can make it feel better and I can heal from it, but it's like mutilation of human bodies. Like, who does that? Like, who is the good guy while they're doing that? Like, I can't imagine somebody lining up behind that and saying, okay, let's just throw away every freedom we have. I don't know where people are at. They're just like, if you're not doing anything wrong, people can surveil you in your house. And if you're doing something wrong, then they can kill you. Or if you're doing something that they don't like, that's not in their culture, that they don't understand, or something that they don't do but other people do. It's like it's just a big thing to confuse everybody and then lie to them so you can kill. Because I'm not dangerous. I've never been dangerous. I've been sick at sometimes, and I've studied weird stuff, Illuminati on the internet, conspiracy theories, which some, after this, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are true. I'm pretty sure a lot of the things that are false flags that we go to war over, we got to look at those things carefully. And I'm not saying anything specific, but this is a false flag on a human being. This guy false flagged one guy and got thousands of people across state lines to participate in an organized stalking. So he sees that as network building and building an army, building people to do something. And it doesn't matter. I don't matter in this. Like, I can die, I can be microwaved, I can move somewhere, and it's like I'm just the target. I'm just a target. I'm not a human being. I'm a target to be killed. And he's got people, and it's all neat to him. It's all an army that he's building covertly to stalk me and make me feel, psychological pressure. I guess I don't know. I notice it less when I'm hurting. So if he's trying to hurt me and make me paranoid, I really don't like, unless I feel really good and I'm looking around, I don't notice it. Like, I don't notice it when I'm really hurting. I don't look at people and expect them to give me some kind of smile or something like that. I just kind of go about my own business. So I guess that's a plus for what I'm dealing with. I do like to, like, check out hot girls or just say hi to guys, but, like, I don't do that now because, like, I saw one light person driving out, and it was like a pretty good looking girl, young, and everybody, it's like everybody, this crosses, it's like black people, white people, Indian people, Mexican people, purple people, everybody is participating in organized gang stalking. It crosses all cultures, so I guess that's one good thing about it. I feel totally crazy talking about this. I mean, I know it's true, and I'm sitting here, but it's just like, I'm like, some people would look at this and they'd be like, this guy is imagining all that stuff, and he needs to go to a mental institution right now. And that's why I couldn't go to my post-traumatic stress counselor. I think at times, like, if I say something, about this because she doesn't believe that it's happening, that they could really, like, put me away, for something that's really happening. Like, I hope not, and I try and be smart about it, and I try and not be crazy, but you're talking about people shooting you with microwave weapons, having a satellite remote station where they shoot stuff down at your head and can hit you in a car. I mean, that's technology that nobody knows about. It's so advanced, people are like, they don't understand it. But it's up to us to try and understand it and get through it. It's really hard at times. It's hard watching my mom because she has my dad to deal with and then me. And she was looking at her friend like, what am I going to do, I got this crazy son and I got this, brain damaged, husband, and I'm trying to make money. That's where she's coming from. And it's like she can't stop to look at this and be like, oh, what's happening in America and blah, blah, blah. That's what these people use against good people. Good people are trying to work. I know, boo-boo. Look at my boo-boo. You hurting, boo-boo? Are you hurting? I love you. I love you. But it's like she's stressed out. She's hurting. I need to help her. They know that. This guy knows that, and he's like, I don't care. He's like, screw it. I got a target, and I'm going to ram this radiation at his head. He doesn't care. He just doesn't care. They've got a target. It's go, 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 team, go. Like, I mean, he's in the military again. Like, but it's really, in reality, he's killing an American while the American sleeps. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if this guy wants to be a good American, you don't do this. Like, you just don't do this. Anything else but this. I don't get it. There's so many other decisions besides murder and death and confusion and chaos and getting people to be parasites and drive around and try and psychologically hurt somebody. Like, there's more to life. There's decisions that are great decisions that can lead us all into a bright future. This is like, this will be awful. People will be getting hit and having ringing in their ears and have no idea. You could cross somebody at your job and they'll be like, oh, well, I got a remote station I'm going to nail this guy with, and they could stop your heart. Like, if you get into an argument with somebody at work, it's like, oh man, well, I got a microwave remote satellite station here. I'm going to shoot ELF right at this guy's heart, nothing else, just his heart, and just stop his heart. And then they'll never know. The person who had a fight with the other, they'd never know. They'd be like, oh, I had a heart attack. Or just like my dad, it's like, oh, he had an aneurysm. He's never been unhealthy in his whole life, but oh, he's just had an aneurysm. Like, I hear him on the microwave here, and like the lady that helps him from next door is like, he's got to go. Like, she's so cynical with no emotion. She'd kill me dead. Like, kill me dead if she can get away with it. It's crazy. Like, I don't even know her. I don't know her family. I don't know her. I think she's like half Latina. I don't know. Maybe half white, half Latina. Crosses all cultural boundaries. But she's like, put him away. Kill this guy. Damage him. She's like on team kill. And it's crazy because she just has no emotions. Like, she's just like, kill him, put him away. It has nothing to do with her. She's the queen of death, and just it's all just very It's very, urbane to her. This is all urbane. Put him away. We've got the equipment to do it. Put this guy away. Nail him in the head. Get him out of here. Just like watching me in my private moments and judging something that doesn't even exist. Like, this is like the biggest kangaroo court where people are facing extinction and death because somebody doesn't like the way they use the bathroom, or doesn't like what they say, or just doesn't like something about them. Like, this is crazy. If this happens where people at their work, you have an argument with your boss, and your boss is like, I've got a fucking microwave, sorry for my language, I got a microwave station here, and I can just nail them remotely. Like, I hear people out there, some people are like, oh, I got this bad case of tinnitus, just got it. Just got this bad case of tinnitus walking around. I've never had anything wrong, but now my ears are ringing. I'm like, dude, you're probably, I don't say it because, like, who would believe me? But I'm like, they're probably getting hit. Like this guy who was on the radio, who was on Art Bell, Coast to Coast, when Art Bell left, Ian Pundit, he like talked to the radio station one night, and he was like, yeah, I started having this weird ringing in my ears, and I don't know what's going on, I don't know who's doing it, and like, so people were he didn't even know who it was. Like, I at least know who did it. I know how it started, the guys who wanted to do it, and who they got to do it. This guy just started getting hit, like headaches, ringing in his ears. He's like, and he stopped working on the show because of it. And it was just people, I think it was just people who picked him out. And they were like, dude, we're going to nail this guy. It could have been some people in the CIA or the FBI. Dude, probably these videos, when I'm saying all these departments or whatever, I'm like sealing my fate. Like, I feel like Bill Cooper, by making these videos, I have sealed my fate. Like, I don't care. Like, this is what I feel in my heart is right. Jesus and God give me peace that surpasses human understanding. When I'm in pain and I'm being tortured, I have peace. Like, God and Jesus, in Jesus' name, they can give you peace in the hardest times. And I know that sounds crazy when you're feeling a lot of pain. You got to look towards peace. You got to look towards your defense, and just in staying healthy. Tell people that are open-minded, and don't push it on people. If they just talk a little bit about it. With my mom, I might say one thing, 2 things a week or something. I'm going to start doing that, where I'm not talking to her about it, but I just kind of say, it's kind of hurting me or something like that, or I'm dealing with it. Don't be scared of people, because they're not all like this. They want you to think that it's all like this, it's all hate. There are people who don't understand this. Like, my mom's friend, and she's my friend too, and when she couldn't even understand this concept, like, it's so out there, the technology's so advanced that people do automatically think that it's just your thinking. And that actually gives me a little bit of hope, because I think faced with this, and I don't want to mention his family, but his wife is stalwart. She's stalwart. She doesn't want this going on. She's just built like that. She's built like this my mom's friend. Like, but it's in her face. She has to see it. And I hate that. That's why I'm probably going to move as quickly as possible. Do something, because it's just, and then he can just move it to another person that I don't know. So dangerous for me. It's dangerous to do anything, because if I move, he's going to get a stranger to do it, and I'll never know who's doing it. If I stay here, it hurts his family, it hurts my family. It's just, and he's just like, he's like, get him out of here. It's crazy stuff that doesn't, it's like a $55,000 house. I'm not going to just move out and have them hit me on the street and be homeless. It doesn't make any sense. He's not saying anything that makes sense. He's just saying propaganda through the microwave hearing so it can jack me up. It can make me feel urgency. That's what they try and do. This whole thing is to make you feel urgency, to make you stressed out, and to make you feel paranoid, and to put you on the edge so that they can hit you. They can hit you and mess you up. So it's to make you feel an urgency, and they've succeeded in that. I feel like I can't I don't even want to be in my house. Like, I don't even want to watch a movie because it's like I'm being hit with stuff. This guy's like, I'm going to move him out, and it's a constant war. So as a human being, you feel a sense of urgency. You're like, I got to do something about this. This is a war where people are getting killed and mutilated, but it's like this guy, he's just head first into it. Head first into it. He's comfortable. He's not getting hit with microwaves. He could do this, forever. Like, this guy, it seems like he doesn't even sleep. And I know that's not true. I know he gets some other people to help him. But it seems like, he puts that microwave hearing on a just a recording, and it's like him all the time. It's really sick. It's really sick because they can make people look really crazy. And I know I sound really crazy, but everybody who's targeted will know I'm not lying. I'm not lying, and my people have some technology that is slapping me in the face. It's really, the signal's very strong. It's like I have 6 emitters up against this house, and if I took those away, my head would be cracked. It'd just be cracked. It'd burn me so bad. It'd burn my insides. The microwaves would kill me. But that's the hopeful thing. I've put up stuff in defenses, and I hate this thing because it's so dark, and I sound like, very depressed sometimes, but like, I really do have a strong belief, and I'm at the point, I'm open to the universe. Like, I felt like I was in so much pain today, and I was driving, and I just got it. I get it, I get it, and I get it why, you just got to be strong, and you got to, be strong for your family, even if they don't believe this, and I just get it. I get where God wants me. I get it. Like, I feel it in my heart. My head is fighting it. God puts you in the place where you can help the most people, or you can harm the most people. I guess that's like life. It's like God will put you in a place where you can help the most people or hurt the most people. Like, you can be a destroyer or you can be a savior. And it's your choice. It's your choice no matter what is going on around you. Like, He puts you there. Like, in life puts you there, so God puts you there. And it's what happens in life. So we have to accept it. We have to be focused on our enemies. Not focusing on what they're doing, but focusing on, okay, what are they saying? How are they? What can I learn from what they're doing, and how can I use that for my defense? You got to be focused, not getting your feelings hurt and saying, okay, they got this going on. How do I stop this? And a lot of times it's just by not reacting to it, acting like you don't notice it. They're not going to do it if it's not working. If it's not working, if it's not psyching you out, if you're not talking about it, they're not going to do it. And that's put that in the bank. That's true. Alright, guys, I just want to say a little prayer before I end this. It's a really long video. I'm glad for this. I'm glad that I have enough to say, and I think that, I don't usually talk a lot. I'm usually in pain, and I'll say hey to people, and I usually am not a big talker now. I used to be, but it seems like God opens up my heart when I'm doing these videos. And like I said, I really, I don't care how you guys take this. I want to help y'all. I really want y'all to know that I'm not trying to sell stuff. I don't have any kind of plan. Like, when I made these videos, I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do. I'm just making them and telling you what's happening to me, hoping that being truthful can help some people to know what they're going through and to fight it. Let me just say a prayer to end this. Dear God, in Jesus' name, please protect us all. Let us find peace that surpasses understanding, even if we're being tortured and hurt by these individuals. Let us just think of new ways to defend ourselves, and let these the arrows of the enemy, let them fail and fall on the ground flat by your power, by the blood of Jesus Christ, and in Jesus' name, in the name of God. Please let these weapons of our enemies not defeat us, to fail in their function of murdering people, and just help the people that are stalkers to see that this is wrong. This is wrong. It could destroy America. Help us all. Just help us all in this situation. Help me to do the right thing. Help me to say the right thing. I need that help. I get very angry sometimes. And I think we all do. We get angry because nobody can help us, but you're there to help us, and we'll wait upon you. We'll wait upon the Lord to help us to win this war, because it's a war for our lives. I just by the blood of Jesus, protect us all. Protect all of our animals, our kids. If we have kids and we're being attacked, please just put it in our hearts what to do to get away from this, or to get information out if that's not an option. Put it in our hearts to do the right thing, to do what you want us to do, and to make America good again, to unify us no matter what. No matter what people are doing, no matter what people's beliefs are, to bring us back to you. Whatever we can do to bring us back to you. And I pray that with just truth and trust in God. And I pray it, for all the people watching this video, for all targeted individuals, for all the people who don't know that they're being targeted, for people who aren't targeted individuals and they're finding out about this information. Put it in their hearts. Put the truth in their hearts. The lawyers, the senators, the representatives that can help our cause, that can get these things banned, get these microwave weapons banned, and get it put into a medical, the medical arena. I thank you. I thank you for our lives, and I thank you for what I have left. I have a lot left, and that will always be true. I'll always have a lot left, no matter what happens. And, I've decided that, and you've decided that for me. And thank you, God. And just let all these guys know they're not damaged, they're not broken. They're just, a little bit torn asunder by torture. But you can put us all back together. You can make it new. You can make things new, all things new, no matter what's happened. And I believe that you can make all things new. Put it in these guys' hearts. Put the Holy Spirit in their hearts. Target individuals, and help us all. Help us all through this war. And when we don't know what to do, put it in our hearts. Let us pray to you for guidance. Thank you, God, for the life that we have. Thank you for our family. I thank you for my dad, my mom, and for all of our families. Put it in their hearts what's really going on. Let them see the truth in our eyes. Let the people who stalk us see the truth in our eyes and our heart. For real. Thank you, God, for all that you've given us. Thank you for the Holy Spirit. By the blood of Jesus, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen. Alright, guys. Long video. Live long and prosper. I love you guys. I'm not doing too bad. I'm just getting hit. So it's not that bad. I'm kind of opining. That would Bill O'Reilly would say, opining. This is what I would say to my mom, and she'd be like, enough, I've had enough. But I hope this prayer, I just hope that this information can help you. Like any of my videos, come to them. I'm going to try and put out more information. I'll probably be more general, though, because mine's getting big. I think it's actually from the videos, so I want to do a warning about that. Videos are good, but if you accidentally mess up and say where you are, you may have some groups that want to get involved. I don't know. I'm pretty paranoid, I guess. I guess by normal human standards, I'm very paranoid. For targeted individual standards, I'm cruising. I'm cruising through this. I love you guys. I'm gonna watch Rocky and Harry Potter, because I'm like, today I think I'm supposed to be doing some work, but I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'm going to watch Rocky. I watched Rocky 4, and it helped me a lot. It's because it's just like, this is what it feels like. It feels like being hit by a big, tall Russian that you can't get to because you're too small, and he's just bashing your head in. That's what it kind of feels like to me sometimes. But you have the heart, no pain. You can win this. You can win this. And don't act like it's a war, because for them, they're calm and they're, normal. This lady, I don't get it. Like, she doesn't know me, so I don't know how she decides to kill people. She's very cynical, though. And that's what the people who are going to do this, they're cynical. They don't give a crap. Put him down. Put him down like an animal. put him in a mental institution. I don't like him, you know. And there's the opposite. I think the majority of people are the opposite, but they put these negative people right in your face, and they tell you that you're worth nothing. And that's just the program. You got to learn that that's just the program. You can't. And somebody said this, and somebody was like, well, how can I take it personally? Don't take it personally, because these people don't care. You don't matter. You're just a target. You're just like they don't care about your personality or your family or you being funny or wanting to do things. They don't care about your dreams. You're just a human target. You're a target that they can play a game with and run cars around and do all this crazy stuff. And there are people that want to play. There's a lot of people who want to play. And that's a very negative thing. All right, guys, I'm gonna you know, cut this one down and maybe do a video later. Live long and prosper. And yeah, right at the end of the video, they're like, "He's out of here, getting him out of here." You know, I mean, they're not. This is not right. It's not right, man. And it's like the microwave hearing. You try and explain how that works, and nobody understands it, because you hear sounds through your ear, and people they can't imagine that somebody could send a microwave signal to your head and you would hear it. Like, you would hear it and they'd send it to your brain, and your brain recognizes it as a sound. It's a microwave that your brain actually transitions into a sound that you hear. People can't understand the technology. Like, I've seen people who've experienced this, and I'll do another video. I get long-winded. I like that I get long-winded, though, because this is God. Like, He helps me. He puts this in my heart, and He wants to help y'all. I want to help y'all. I'm almost, you know, I feel like I'm dying sometimes from the torture, so, you know, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do with my life right now. Whatever's happening around me is happening around me. I'm not going to wish it away anymore. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I wish that wasn't happening. This is my life. This is what I want to do. I want to talk to y'all about it. So, I don't even know what I was talking about before I talked about that. Oh, yeah, I've seen some people, some target individuals, and they get off onto, like, light beams, and this is light technology, and it drives them crazy, so they're trying to figure out the technology these people are using. And I would just say it all fits under microwaves. Like, all this, the surveillance, the satellite stuff, it's all microwave technology. There might be some satellite surveillance that's like Google Maps, kind of, where they have they kind of have a matrix on the globe or the United States, and they can just track you by that, and that's not microwave. But then the remote neural monitoring is microwave. The microwave hearing, the voice to skull, is microwave. That's just horrible, you know, because they can put it on a loop or whatever. But, you know, I just say this is all microwave. And I've got to go use the bathroom. I love you all. More videos to come. Be strong. If you want to make videos, do it. You know, if you think it's not going to hurt you. If you think it's going to hurt you and your attackers are going to punish you, and you just want to remain anonymous, you know, do that too. Do what's best for your situation. And I can just say what's happening in my situation, and then you can kind of, you know, maybe parallel it to yours, or say this is happening, this isn't happening. I hope that you do that, and it helps you. Love you guys. God bless. Peace out, and we will win this. I mean, humans are going to win. Good human beings are going to win. God will not leave us. So wait upon the Lord. Just wait upon the Lord, and He will give you a solution. I know if you're hurting, and you're really hurting, and I say this stuff, I don't want to be patronizing. I want to be, I want to give you hope, because there's always hope. There really is. Like, I've experienced the worst of this stuff, the worst pain. People thinking I'm crazy. These people are like, he's got to go, you know, because I'm saying the truth. They're scared of that. They want to wipe that up, because it's dangerous for them. They could get into a lot of trouble. I don't want to get them in trouble. I'd like this guy to see justice, but he could just stop and nobody would believe what I said. You know, he could stop this with a bat of an eyelash. You know, hey, I don't want to, you know, do this anymore. My family's around it. He could tell everybody that. Look, my family's around this stuff. I want to stop it. Boom, done. Hey, we can't make you do this, you know. But maybe they'd start doing it to him, you know. It's so evil. who's going to eat who? You know, it's at that point where who's going to eat somebody. All right, I can't stop talking, I guess, but I love you guys, and I'll do more videos. I'll definitely do more videos. I'm gonna figure this out, just like you guys are gonna figure this out, and we're gonna get God to help us. And remember to do things that you love, because you'll find God in those places. He'll speak to you. I mean, He will not speak to you like, I am God and do this, but like if you read a poem that you like, or you know, you get a calendar that you like the pictures on, or you know, pictures or art, he'll be in that, and he'll touch your heart so you can move forward, and you know, these guys can't kill you. I love you guys. Stay strong. This is easy stuff. It's not stuff that will kill us, you know, right away. We can stop it. We can stop it, definitely. I love you guys. All right.